Whitman School of Management announces the selection of a new interim dean.
And the third and final debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump takes place tonight.
And faculty at state schools across Pennsylvania are going on strike. All this and more on Citrus TV News live at 6.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Megan Mystery.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. The Whitman School of Management has announced the selection of a temporary dean. That's tonight's top story. The Whitman School of Management has new leadership today.
In an email sent to Whitman students, Vice Chancellor and Provost Michelle Wheatley announced that Professor S.P. Raj will serve as the school's interim dean effective immediately.
The school has been faced with the task of finding a new dean after former dean Ken Kaviech was arrested in September on charges of soliciting a prostitute.
Raj, who has been an SU faculty member since 1978, was most recently the Distinguished Professor of Marketing. He's also chair of the marketing department and was previously an associate dean.
The Syracuse International Film Festival is kicking off its run tonight with a viewing of the movie The Paper Store. The film is being directed by Nicholas and Catherine Clark Gray and stars Steph Dawson and Penn Badgley. The screening is taking place in the Palace Theater. The film festival will continue to screen movies in different venues around the city until Sunday, October 23rd. And Syracuse University is celebrating Food Day 2016 with its third annual New York Campus Crunch. Tomorrow, the university will offer free locally grown apples to students and faculty outside the Shine Student Center. Organizers of the event are asking people to post pictures on social media of them crunching into their apples with the hashtag NYC Campus Crunch.
Syracuse nursing aide is facing a sentence of 4 months worth of weekends in jail after she punched an 87-year-old patient with dementia. 37-year-old Samantha Grover was working at the James Square Health and Rehabilitation Center when the incident occurred in October of last year. Grover will spend 5 years on probation after her prison sentencing is finished. She also had her professional nursing license revoked. And the man that was involved in a crash on Erie Boulevard has been identified and is in critical condition. Vincent Mwageri of Utica was identified as the man injured when his car crashed and caught fire. The crash that occurred last Friday happened when Mwageri drove his car off the road and only stopped after hitting a portable generator and a parked car. The cause of Mwageri veering off the road is still under investigation.
With the final presidential debate tonight comes one of the last opportunities to hear both candidates' messages.
Claudia Bellafato tells us how the campus community is reacting.
They even want to try and rig the election at the polling booths where so many cities are corrupt.
It's the race that everyone has been waiting to see who will finish first. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will face each other in Las Vegas tonight in the third and final presidential debate of the 2016 election. But how much will tonight really mean to voters?
That would be that most people probably have an idea of who they're going to vote for at this point. So unless something dramatic happens between either of the candidates, I don't think too many people's minds will be changed at this point.
With early voting already underway in over 30 states, at least 2.1 million voters have already casted their ballots. But tonight could be the deciding factor for some unsure voters.
This is the final debate, and people, obviously, either Donald or Hillary, they're going to be hitting their points home at the end, so they need to get the final vote, put the nail in the coffin.
Trump will bring President Obama's half-brother and Trump supporter Malik Obama to be his debate guest tonight, and Clinton will be alongside billionaire and Trump critic Mark Cuban and one of Clinton's former profile Republican backers, Meg Whitman. You can watch the debate hosted live tonight at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas at 9 p.m. on all major networks. Claudia Bellafato, Citrus TV News.
And coming up on Citrus TV, we'll have more debate coverage.
And riots break out at the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines. And Lindsay, what's coming up on weather?
With temperatures soaring into the 70s and 60s this week, it feels more like late August and less like mid-October. Find out if this beautiful weather will be here to stay or whether or not you should finally put the shorts away. I'll let you know in my full weather forecast coming up.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Tonight's presidential debate promises to feature different discussion of major issues.
Immigration and the Supreme Court are expected to be some of the main talking points for both candidates.
Neither of these issues were covered in the previous two debates, and tonight is the final opportunity for each candidate to showcase their views.
Donald Trump is expected to drive home his immigration policy, while Hillary Clinton will attempt to appeal to younger voters.
Faculty at 14 Pennsylvania state schools are on strike.
Talks over health care and pay broke down yesterday between faculty and the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculties, or the APS-CUF. That's a long one for short.
This resulted in a union-wide strike which took effect early this morning. The union employs 5,500 members and resulted in the cancellation of classes for more than 100,000 students.
Indiana State Police are investigating voter registration records today.
The Secretary of State's office received complaints from thousands of voters claiming their first names or dates of birth were incorrect on voting forms.
This is just after another investigation earlier this month where police responded to allegations of fraud in 56 counties throughout the state.
Officials do not believe the database was hacked.
The U.S. government foresees a massive increase in individuals signed up for health care next year.
The Department of Health and Human Services reported that an estimated 1 million more citizens are expected to sign up for health care in 2017.
President Obama's Affordable Care Act has only seen half of the enrollment of what was expected when that program launched 2 years ago.
The military operation to retake the Iraqi city of Mosul from the Islamic State entered its third day today.
There has been resistance in the area surrounding the city, with ISIL setting off explosives to slow down the forces.
The most recent report from an Iraqi officer states that Iraqi troops have captured Baghdida, a town close to Mosul.
Mosul is the largest Iraqi city still held by the terrorist group.
A rally outside the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines turned chaotic today when a police van rammed into a large group of anti-American demonstrators. The van injured many and sent at least 3 activists to the hospital.
The protesters called for the removal of U.S. troops from the Philippines. Tensions have risen recently after the Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte told President Obama to go to hell. That's a quote.
As of this morning, a lander safely traveled into Mars orbit and is planning to land on the red planet just within a few hours.
EXO Mars 2016 is a joint mission of the European and Russian space agencies. Their Trace gas orbiter is also flying around the planet to collect data.
The agencies are currently awaiting the pre-programmed callback from the lander to see if the spacecraft has landed safely.
So Meg, I spent most of the day outside today, and it started off kind of iffy, and then it turned into some beautiful sunshine.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit cooler than yesterday. Lindsay, what's going on with the weather?
Well, the weather has definitely been pretty crazy this week, with temperatures soaring into the high 70s, the low 70s, even the 60s today, completely atypical for October. Today, we saw temperatures in the mid 60s, although as Nick just said, it was a little cloudy in the morning, but by mid-afternoon, temperatures brightened up and the sun was shining. Currently, temperatures are around 65 degrees. There's a 0% chance of rain at the moment, and humidity is relatively mild for Syracuse at around 51%. As we take a closer look at temperatures in our region, we can see that most of New York State is pretty consistent with what we have today, mid 60s, low 70s. Overall, very nice day. A lot of sun, a lot of sunshine. Now, as we take a closer look, now this is where it's going to get a little problematic. The radar right now, it's going to see currently clear, but a giant amount of precipitation is headed our way and will be here for the next few days. So make sure if you're leaving late tonight to make sure to grab that jacket. It's going to be pretty rainy. Although tonight it's still going to be pretty mild at around 53 degrees, which is pretty consistent with October at this time of year. Humidity is on its way up as precipitation is right around the corner. Humidity is going to peak at around 88% tonight, and currently at around 10 p.m. it's going to be around 0% chance of precipitation, but that is definitely going up as tomorrow when we wake up, it is going to be raining all day. 58 degrees is the high. There's a 100% chance of rain, especially around noon. Humidity, again, extremely high at around 93%, so it might not be the best hair day. Now, as we look at a closer look at your Thursday daily planner, when we wake up tomorrow, 49 degrees, pretty chilly. Again, 53 at noon, peak at around 6 p.m. at around 58 degrees, but make sure if you're leaving tomorrow to not go without the raincoat. It's definitely going to be rainy. Now, as we take a closer look at our 5-day forecast, actually the 7-day forecast, my apologies, we can see that temperatures are starting to go down. Originally, we were at 70 yesterday, we're at 65 today. This weekend, it's going to get pretty chilly. It's going to be a drop even into the 40s as the high on Saturday. So again, fall is coming. It's time to maybe put away those shorts. Now, as we look at the 5-day forecast, we can see that on Thursday, again, it's going to be raining all day. Friday, it's another rainy day, unfortunately. Temperatures are going to be at around 52 degrees as the high. Saturday, again, more rain. Sunday, we'll finally start to see some sunshine at around the high of 51. And Monday, again, more rain.
Okay, Lindsay, so you keep saying more rain, more rain. We get a little bit of a break on Sunday, but when on Saturday will it actually be raining? I was hoping to spend some of the weekend outside.
Well, hopefully on Saturday it'll be scattered showers. The precipitation level is not as high as it is tomorrow or Friday, so hopefully by that point it'll be pretty mild at around 40% chance of rain.
Okay.
And for anyone like me checking kind of the longer range forecast, you just see rain, 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 rain. How accurate are those kind of more out there days?
Well, unfortunately for fall, it's very rain heavy, especially as you head into the central New York area just by the way of the climate. But so fall is always going to be pretty heavy rain, and even if it's not a full day of rain, it's going to be scattered showers through most of the days.
All right.
Lindsay with the bad news.
Thanks, Lindsay. Coming up, Yahoo's quarterly earnings are looking strong after an uncertain year for the media giant.
And Starbucks is looking to expand their market further into China, but will pumpkin spice lattes take that country by storm?
We'll be right back.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
You go and step out of the vehicle for me?
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
A new study from Gallup Health and Healthways reviewed 48 cities to determine the healthiest cities based on walkability and availability of parks. Boston, that's my hometown, topped the list, following by San Francisco and Chicago. The higher scoring cities have a lower rate of disease and exercise more frequently. A recent U.S. study suggests that race and ethnicity play a factor in children's susceptibility to smoking. According to the study, Hispanic kids are 67% more likely to develop a smoking habit than white kids. It was discovered that the most frequent ages for Hispanic youth to begin smoking are between 12 and 16. The group who conducted the study plans to use this new information to target smoking prevention and education more accurately.
Just a couple years after disappearing from store shelves, not only are Twinkies back, they're also back on Wall Street. Whew, did I miss those. The parent company of that treat is selling a majority stake to another corporation that just so happens to be publicly traded. The merged company will be called Hostess. Twinkies will be on the stock market, and it just proved my point that Sugar Stick will survive a nuclear apocalypse. Yahoo is also on the rise today. The tech giant released its third quarter earnings and beat estimates by 6 cents per share. That's more than a 30% difference. The company made a more than $1 billion last quarter, which is a nice bounce back after $500 million accounts were hacked back in 2014. The company is being bought by Verizon. And Starbucks is planning a major push into China. The coffee chain has announced its goal to have 5,000 stores in that country by 2021. To help expand its brand globally, Starbucks has been in that country for 17 years now with 2,300 stores, and it just replaced its Chinese CEO. It's also going to open a roastery and a tasting room in Shanghai.
Fans of the famous ruby red slippers in The Wizard of Oz can have a hand in bringing a much-needed facelift to the shoes. The Smithsonian tweeted out a link to their Kickstarter campaign aimed at preserving the slippers worn by Judy Garland in the 1939 film. The museum hopes to raise $300,000 for a climate-controlled case, along with other renovations. And NBC has confirmed the coaches for next season of The Voice. Adam Levine and Blake Shelton will return for their 12th consecutive season. The show will retain current judge Alicia Keys next season, but will replace Miley Cyrus with Gwen Stefani. NBC also confirmed that Cyrus will be returned for the season 13. Stefani has coached previously in seasons 7 and 9.
Coming up, Syracuse football looks to not overreact to a big win, and men's soccer tries to start a win streak at Hartford. That and more. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Syracuse football got its first big win of the Dino Babers era Saturday over number 17 Virginia Tech 31-17. After an inspiring locker room speech that lit up social media, Babers now looks to cool down expectations and get his squad refocused for its next game. That next game is against BC, who haven't won a conference matchup in the past 2 years. However, the headman isn't ready to overlook any opponent just yet.
That is just one win, and treat this football team, the Boston College football team, with respect. Respect your opponent, and go back out and go back to work. You know, all we prove so far is that we're occasionally great, and what I want this football team to be is consistently good. It bothers me that we're not consistently good, and that's what we're striving for. And we may get there this year, we may not, but that's where we're heading, to be consistently good.
Syracuse looks to move to 500 on Saturday against Boston College. The game starts at 12:30. At 5:30, we have you covered with Orange Press Pass. Get your analysis and hear from the players and coaches after SU and BC live on the Orange Television Network. And wide receiver Amba Etetawa has received another award in his breakout campaign. The graduate transfer has been selected to the Sports Illustrated Mid-Season All-America team, one of only 2 receivers named to the second team. This comes just after a few weeks that Etetawa was named to the Bolitnikoff Award watch list, which honors the best receiver in the nation. Etetawa is second in the country in receiving yards and leads the ACC in touchdowns. And speaking of teams that beat Virginia Tech this past weekend, Syracuse men's soccer took on Hartford last night. The Orange looked to build off its win over the Hokies, the team's first win in 5 games, and it would be a matchup that would have the youth lead the charge. Syracuse against Hartford, and we see that Hartford, really, they're getting pumped up, looking to play spoiler against the Orange, and early on, scoreless game. Miles Robinson looks to put it in the back of the net, just misses wide left. He get another chance just 15 minutes later from a corner kick. Miles Robinson, the sophomore star defender, looks to try and put it in the back of the net, and it's saved by Hartford goalkeeper Jimmy Slayton. Like I said, it was youth that would lead in this one. Another corner kick, and it'd be the freshman, John Austin Ricks, put it in the back of the net. That's 1-0 SU right before halftime. His first goal as a Syracuse player, and move right after the halftime. We have another goal from a freshman. This is Mo Adams, put it in the back of the net. His first goal, that'd be all Syracuse would need. 2-0 victory for the Orange, and a big game to get them to their second straight victory. And the MLB playoffs continue tonight as both championship series are on. The ALCS may be reaching its conclusion with the Cleveland Indians up 3-1 over the Toronto Blue Jays. The game's happening as we speak. Right now, the Indians are leading 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th, thanks to a Mike Napoli RBI double in the first inning to score Francisco Lindor, and 2 home run solo shots by Carlos Santana in the 3rd and Coco Crisp in the 4th. And then later tonight, it's the NLCS Game 4. The Dodgers are up 2-1 over the Cubs. LA puts Julio Urias on the hill against John Lackey for Chicago inside Dodger Stadium.
Okay, so speaking of baseball, Do you think the Cubs have the chance to beat the Dodgers and make it into the World Series?
I think it really depends on tonight's game. They're down 2-1 right now, and if they're able to go and win this game, tied up at 2, get home field advantage back, there's a good chance for the Cubs. However, if they were to lose this game, I don't see the Cubs winning 3 games in a row. They haven't looked as good in the playoffs, as dominant as they have all season, and I believe that could lead to some struggling. The pitching hasn't looked nearly as good, and the bats have not been as solid as they were in the regular season. Me personally, I have the Dodgers ending up coming away with the series win, and I have the Indians finishing off things this weekend. Tonight. I'm going to have a World Series Dodgers-Indians.
And so the Bills lost one of their key players this past weekend. What are their chances in their race for second?
Their race for second, they have a good chance. Obviously, they're not getting first with the Patriots being there. But the Bills, easy schedule so far, third place schedule. It's been nice for them so far. I believe they'll have a good chance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up, we will have some fun stories.
Yes, we'll be right back after the break.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Okay, Lindsay, so you said it will rain tonight. Will it be raining when I get ready in the morning?
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be heavy rain tomorrow morning, so make sure not to leave without that raincoat or that umbrella. It's really going to be pouring outside.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, we promised some fun stories, and here it is. A new bright pink Navy jet was unveiled in Texas earlier this week to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
The Grumman F-9 F-8 Cougar fighter jet was brought to the deck of the World War II aircraft carrier USS Lexington in Corpus Christi, Texas.
The mastermind behind the project was M. Charles Rusty Russell, the director of operations and the exhibits at the USS Lexington Museum.
He said he got the idea when he drove by a crane that a local rental company had painted bright pink to support breast cancer research.
Russell said that the new paint job on the jet is only temporary, and he hopes it won't be too hard to remove the paint with a power hose. I'm not entirely sure you want to take a power hose to that jet.
I'm not either, but I do really like the idea of supporting breast cancer and having a pink fighter jet. I'm not going to lie.
And I think it's really noticeable as you're kind of flying across the sky there. I mean, who can miss
I bet the little kids will be so excited. I know my nephew, every time he hears a plane, he looks right on up to the sky. So to see something pink would be fun.
All right. That's all we have for Citrus TV News Live at 6. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Citrus TV News and like us on Facebook. I'm Nick Papantonis.
And I'm Megan Mystery. Have a good night, Syracuse.